up, everyone? Welcome into the Comic Book Women Present the Runners Up for the week ending December 16th, 2024. As you can see, Lucy couldn't make it tonight, but we got Jen back, baby. We got Jen in the house. We have missed your face. We've missed having you here. So, yeah, let's do a quick round table. Sarah, say what's up.
What's up? Happy Tuesday. Glad to be here. Glad Jen's here. Glad you're here.
I'm glad Jen's here too. It's been a while. Jen, what's good?
Just been really busy with works. With works. Tis the season.
Jobs. Too many jobs.
Yeah, tis the season, right?
That's true. I mean, but you gotta enjoy it too. Like I feel like December's going too fast, and Lucy doesn't make tamales, which blows my mind.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
I know, but they're so good. It's only once a year.
I thought her husband
I told you gotta go to the store. Or what Lucy said, some backlot.
Either way, right? What were you saying, Jen? Do you make tamales?
No, I thought Sam does. No?
No.
Right. And she's like, oh, you're so racist. It's because I'm Mexican. I'm like, yes, it's because you're Mexican. You should be making tamales. It's like tradition for Mexican cultures at Christmas time. Like Anthony's whole family does it. But I don't like any of theirs. Oh, was that live? Fine. Anyway, guys, welcome in. Before we get started, shout out to our sponsors, Nimesh Patel. Welcome back.
Thank you. Wait, we got to do the ho. Yeah.
Why would you bring it up? Lucy's not even here. Why would you do that?
Because you know Lucy would get pissed if we didn't say it.
1, 2, 3. Ho, ho, ho. That was bad.
It always is, but that's what you get.
What do you call when you go, oh? Santa walking backwards. Adam told me that joke today. I'm sorry. Yeah. And shout out to Bird City Comics.
Super chat back. Take your super chat.
I know that was bad. It was bad. Another sponsor, Covrprice, another sponsor. So thank you to all of our sponsors. We love you guys. I always kind of give you guys more tea on this show. I'm just going to tell you this. In about 2 weeks, probably for the first day of January, we're going to be showing something. So if you are a Mark Spears fan, I promise you're going to want to see this. So make sure you're following Bird City on Instagram if you're not already, because Mark Spears is just killing it lately, and he did something for us that is just, as Jen would say. Anyways, you guys want to dive in? Should we do this?
Let's do it.
Every week, we do the top 1 through 11 over on Covrprice. Here, we cover 12 through 20, which sometimes I think can be more interesting because it's showing you the stuff that could potentially be on next week's top 10. Let's kick it off with number 20. Jen, what do we have?
We have Captain America Steve Rogers #1, second print. I think you guys talked about this on the top 10. There's a lot of rumors about Chris Evans coming back, but nothing is substantiated.
Right.
Wait.
I want him as Nomad, but the guys were like, no.
I mean, so we'll
Man
see.
Without a Country for Captain America, isn't that kind of poetic?
Yeah.
Nomad means man without a country, and Captain America is like the epitome of like country. So I thought that
would he be Nomad when because he time jumped, right? So would he be Nomad? Would be the time in between he was living with Peggy Carter, so he couldn't be Captain America because there's already Captain America running around.
Yeah, I don't know.
So would he be Nomad then? And you just would see him being happy with Peggy being Nomad. I don't know.
She's coming back too, isn't she? Haley Atwell is coming back.
Is she?
I haven't heard that.
I heard rumors.
So there's lots of rumors going around. So because of that, people are speculating, not everyone, but people are speculating that it might be the Hydra version of Captain America. This isn't his first appearance. I think that's Captain America Sam Wilson #7. But because of those rumors, speculation have pushed this in the books around it for Cap Hydra. So we'll find out. Like, if you have it, cool. I wouldn't seek out this book. But that's just personal.
Dollar Ben.
Yeah. And this is
she is
this is the second print of it. So
I'll just say it. Flip this if you have it. Flip. Flip, 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 flip. Flip it all day. That's what I would do. That's just my advice.
I agree.
Right?
While it's hot.
Flip it while it's hot. Yeah, there's nothing confirmed yet. I don't care what Chris Evans comes back as. I want to see him again. I think he just is he's one of my favorite actors, and I think he's so good. I don't care if he's Nomad. I don't care if it's Hydra. I don't care. I just want him back.
Did you like him as in the Deadpool movie as Human Torch?
Yes. I thought he was the best character in the Fantastic Four movies. If you think back to like Jessica Alba, I liked him better. I thought he was able to like make me watch him, and I'm not thinking Captain America. I can think like, he switches his persona so well that I think he could play anything.
Well, he was Human Torch first. To be fair,
I know, but everybody thinks of him as like Captain America. So now when you go back and you watch Fantastic Four, you're like, oh, that's Captain America. But I don't think that. When I'm watching him, I'm like, oh, it's a different character. He's fun.
Do you think he can play evil?
Yes.
If he is.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, I loved him in Scott Pilgrim.
Wait, he's in Scott Pilgrim when?
Yes,
I've only seen that once, like 10 years ago.
He is one of the evil exes. He's the actor, the skateboarder. I can't think of his name. Lee. It's something Lee something.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for clearing that up, Sarah.
Well, if you watch the movie again, you know.
I'll watch it. All right. Number 20, we have Captain America Steve Rogers #1, the second printing variant. We tracked 6 copies sold, 7-day trend of 2% with a high sale of $75 for a 9.8 and a current near mint fair market value of $3. Am I the next one or is that you?
No, you.
Wait, hold on. I can't see my buttons. Hold on. Next up. Okay. The girls
Lucas
know why
Lee. Lucas Lee Edwards, I think that's his name. Ha ha. Anyways.
Wow. You really showed me there, Sarah. You got me. And shout out to our wrench in the chat. Rudy, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. We do love Sarah. She's fantastic. All right, number 19, we have Mark Spears' Monsters #1. This is the Cover E Bridezilla. We have talked about this book so much that I'm not sure there's much more I can add aside from the fact that this created an explosion in the comic book community that I've never seen before. It not only got collectors running to the aftermarket, I think personally that Mark Spears was able to create this brand new genre where you have this mixture of, somebody said it in one of the other shows, I don't remember. It's nostalgia mixed with horror, mixed with color, vibrancy. I don't even know what it is. His style is so unique that people just gobble up everything that he puts out. So this is one that I unfortunately do not own. I think it's perfect. And I think, pay attention, guys. It's been very well played how Mark Spears does not oversaturate the use of Bridezilla. He's very aware that he doesn't want to have this character out too much. So you don't see her popping up very often. Anything to add?
Very strong hit you're doing. That's super strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wink.
But maybe one person will actually be able to get this character back on. Maybe.
Wink.
I told you guys you need to watch this show because I really talk more on this show than I do the other one. What do you guys think of this?
I love it. This is just a fabulous book, and I think we've talked about it millions and millions of times. It's just classic. The single monster, they're just outrageous. They're wonderful. The colors, like you said, bring so much vibrancy. You know, it just hits in all different levels. And, really happy to hear that, this guy is just, killing it. So congratulations.
Killing it. It's also not a trend, I don't feel like. What, Jen?
Yeah. Oh, what's also interesting is that KingSpot, like, these haven't been reorderable, right? That shops get one chance at this, and it hasn't, like, there's no oh, let me go on Wednesday and see if I can reorder this for the shops, right? It's just not available. So what's interesting is that since number 1, it just seems really under ordered.
Well, number 2 was the first time in modern comic history where you see this explosion compared to number 1. He actually was posting about that. You should follow him on IG if you guys aren't already. He kind of like communicates with the community about this. And for me, a lot of the stuff that you see in the top 10 are just like one-offs. Like they'll die down eventually.
Mhm.
I don't see this. I think this book has become a modern gem. I hear people going all the time like, oh, I only collect silver. I only collect bronze. This will be that book that 20 years from now, people are still hunting for. And that's, again, very rare to see happen nowadays, but well done to Spears. Anything else?
Concur.
Right. Yeah, the book holds. We have a near mint raw price at $195. We tracked 10 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 3% with a high sale of $425 for a CGC 9.8 copy. And I do think that people that get these books into their collections are going to hold. We did some variants with Mark and we kept the print run so low that people either loved it or hated it. Say what you will. But again, it's going to be one of those things that go into people's collections and you just won't see them pop up. They'll become ghosts. So well done, Spears. All right, Sarah, you are up. What do we have for number 18?
Well, we've got Iron Fist number 1, the Jim, is it Chung? Regular. This is amazing. This is another kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, like amazing thing that's happened in kind of the comic verse. This has been popular because Marvel Rivals has taken over the video game community. It had a massive debut reaching over 10 million players in 72 hours. That is freaking amazing. The game has tons of heat with fans, anticipating the first season dropping sometime in January. We're currently in season 0. So I guess there's tons of characters, and one of the popular characters is Iron Fist. It isn't Danny Rand, so but this is the newest Iron Fist, Lin Lee, also formerly known as Swordmaster. He debuted in 2022 and now making another huge debut on Marvel Rivals. His popularity in the game has translated to his first comic book appearance, as his book fired off this week. So we've tracked 7 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 15%, with a high sale of $40 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint FMB of $5. And yeah, I've heard this Marvel Rivals that 10 million players, that's crazy in 72 hours. That's amazing.
Do you think that's what's moving this? That's why this is moving then?
Have you guys played it yet?
No.
I've heard it, but I haven't gotten my butt off and done
about it. Some people are like, oh, it's great. And people are like, it's crap. It's kind of like one of those things where it's black or it's white. You know, like I'm not hearing it's okay, you should try it. I'm hearing like one or the other.
Okay, how about this? How about before we get back, because we're off for 2 weeks, we have to play it at least once.
Deal.
Okay.
I love it.
Pinky swear. Pinky swear. Okay.
Jen, didn't you love the Netflix show?
Look, okay, look wise, I thought, okay, cool, he looks like Danny Rand. And I really thought that he would train like his heart out. And oh God. I hope that he's been working. I heard because right, they're keeping them all, right?
I've heard.
I don't know.
I've heard that. I just thought Kristen Ritter posts that she is ready to come back. So
no, she was great. She was by far of all of them, besides her and Daredevil, to me were the 2 best.
Yeah.
But if he just has kept training and is training and is training and is training, he'll be okay.
You mean acting too, or just training?
No, like martial arts. Like it seems like they didn't have any idea what the moves looked like.
But that wasn't on the. Much like when people are casted in Jedi movies and films, you would think the moment you are casted as a Jedi, you have a saber and you're constantly just like twirling it around and doing stuff. So you feel comfortable in it and it looks natural and fluid. And sometimes you can tell some people don't do that and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little unfortunate. This is if you're going to play Iron Fist, you have to, if you don't have a background in it, then you need to every day do something for it, towards it to look
I agree.
good.
It's to respect the character too, right? Like it makes it.
But you really liked it.
I did like it, but here's my defense, people, before you jump on my ass. I didn't know a lot about Iron Fist when I started watching the show. So I'm like, okay, you know what? This would be a good way for me to start reading the comic book series if I have some sort of background. So I'm watching him like, this isn't bad. He's super hot. Like, why does it matter if he can do any of these things? But then the more I learned about the character, more I was like, okay, there's something not matching between the two. But like Jen said, I am confident that they'll bring this back stronger because there's so much potential here. I'll leave it at that. It was bad acting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree, Derek. It was. But when I first walked into it, I was like, okay, this isn't bad. But then I learned quickly. Jen was like, what are you thinking? No, just kidding. Number 18. Iron Fist number 1.
Like I have an Iron Fist jacket at home. Like I'm an Iron Fist fan.
You used to wear
and then to watch what I watched. Huh? Oh yeah, I used to wear it. But yeah. And then after Netflix, I stopped wearing it.
Well, damn, there's a testament for you. You made Jen stop wearing her Iron Fist.
Right?
But I really did like the series from 2022. I like that they made Swordmaster the new one. I mean, I was kind of hoping it would be but whatever. Like, it's okay. Like, and then the Colleen Wing, the person who played her, did a fantastic job. She was awesome.
She was fantastic.
Yeah, she was really good. She was really good.
Anyway, she should be Iron Fist.
Number 18, Iron Fist number 1. Moving on. What do we have for 17?
Was that me? It's Mark Spears number 1. It's the oh my god. It's the Hulk. Mark Spears Monsters number 1. Cover D, Incredible Hulk 340.
There we go. We got there.
We're professionals.
We've been doing this for 4 years, right? 4 years,
right?
So, I think that Matt writes this, but Dracula takes Wolverine's place as he roars at a priest on this homage. Oh, yeah, it is a priest. Oh, they did a good job. He did a great job with the. If you weren't sure it was a priest, if you look in the cross, even has the little. What's that called?
The collar.
Is that what it's called?
What's it
called? I think it's called a collar.
That's it? It's not like a fancy.
It's a priest collar. Sounds terrible, Sarah. Where's David? Isn't he a priest?
Sorry.
Isn't David a priest?
I didn't know my Catholic knowledge was going to be tested today.
Well, like in Star Trek, they have the pips. So I would think that they would have a cool name for the collar. Like,
I think it has a name. Are you trying to summon? No, I'm not going to bingo link fucker Jen. I promise. Not yet. Doing great.
Oh, thanks. So yeah, Wolverine, incredible. Hulk.
All right. Aside from all that, what do you think of this cover, Jen? Forget the script. What do you think?
Well, you know that I really like reflection covers, and I think
you
did an awesome job with the reflection because it fits it. It's well done. You can even see the finger of the priest holding it at the bottom. Yeah. Good job.
Oh, I thought that was Dracula's hand.
But isn't he coming at him?
I pictured Dracula.
It's like you're holding.
Yeah, because Dracula would be holding the cross because per lore.
That checks out. My bad. Yeah.
The only thing he could have done that would be a cool maybe later is like the moment. You know how sometimes they do like a moments after cover, so it would be like if he pushed it against the face and you saw the smoke. And then like the burning of the flesh.
Dude. Mark, I know you watched the show. That's a fantastic idea.
Right?
It's a little bit more gory though.
That's okay. It's monsters.
Right? They show it in the movies. By the way, it is called a clerical collar.
Oh, boring.
So it is a collar. We were basically
Sorry.
I'm starting to think this color blue is like going to become one of Mark's like trademark colors.
No.
I don't even, you know what I mean? Like you see it popping up on the Lobos cover, on the cover that we just did for the top 10, the super one.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to do a Mark Spears highlight? Like to do an old-fashioned comic book women in January?
We should. Absolutely.
I am super down. We can make that our first show in January. Just talk all Mark Spears, tell you guys what his earlier covers were. Yeah, do it old school comic book women. All right, number 17, Mark Spears, Monsters #1, the Incredible Hulk 340 homage. We tracked, or did you already do this? 7 copies.
Sorry.
7-day trend, 40% with a high sale of $65 for a near mint. Way to go, Mark. You are just killing it. What do we have next? Or is this me?
Derek says it's a thumb. And now I agree. Holding the cross.
Yeah. Kind of like he's like that, right?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, they're saying we should do it.
All right. Done. I'll do number 16. Why not? All right. So we've got Invincible number 19. So last week was the official release of Invincible season 3. The trailer was actually released earlier than it was supposed to be on Amazon Prime. A few lucky fans were able to see it and took screenshots to share. Naughty, like Amazon. Where's the Amazon police on that? So now that it's officially out, fans are buying up key issues in anticipation of the series. In the trailer, we saw a quick glimpse at a fan favorite character, Battle Beast, which I know somebody got a tattoo of it. Not only that, the original creative team behind the Invincible comic books is getting together once more. They'll be producing a new comic book series in the Invincible universe focused on Battle Beast. The book will hit shelves in April of 2025. So we've tracked 9 copies of this wonderful book, sold at a 7-day growth trend of 52%, with a high sale of $260 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $86.
The trailer was awesome, so I'm not surprised.
Is it? I have not. Okay, so I feel bad. I have not seen all of Invincible.
It's good.
It is good. It's very violent.
I saw, I think, episode 1, and then I think it was The Boys was going, I think, whatever season it was, at the same time that Invincible had come out, so my attention.
They're kind of similar, actually. If you have to like compare the two, it's like they both have like that shock effect to them.
But Invincible has the music too.
True.
They did a good job. Great job.
All right. There you go. Number 16. Invincible number 19. Sarah already gave you the stats. I'm looking at the chat here. Jeff, you are in the lead, I think, with 2 out of 5. Does anybody have him beat? Not bad though. Not too shabby. That's good. That means that you're reading the tea leaves still. You're trying to keep track of what the market's doing. Next up, so I think this one is me. We have Allin Special. This is the DC Allin Special number 1. Daniel Saint-Pierre. This was on the top 10 for a couple of weeks because obviously you have Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman just taking over the aftermarket. Both of those storylines are phenomenal. And as they start to gain popularity, you see people going and flocking back to technically the first appearance of both aforementioned characters. The guys and I were talking about this on the other show about how we feel like there's a burden of responsibility on LCSs to kind of let their pull box members know if you're going to be going for this series, you might want to start here because it's been like this after effect where people are like, oh, wait a second, I should have bought this one. Which I get that, I do, but I wonder if LCSs knew. How do you predict how big Absolute was going to be? How did you know that Absolute was going to be? I know it was talked about a lot, but you never know.
Well, to be fair, there's been a couple misses with DC where I think it was Rebirth wasn't super well received. And I feel like a lot of LCSs probably got burned and they're like, okay, well, let's just see how this goes. But a few people, like from, reading stuff, a few stores just went all in. Anyway. And then, but this one, it does have second print still out there. The thing is like this one that we're seeing right here it's if you didn't get it before, unless you go to a store that doesn't have internet,
The stores near us, I don't think you'll find this on the shelf, but I still think $10 for a near mint's reasonable, given that the success of Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman have been so massive. Like, I think that's reasonable. $10.
I like the how you say his name from the show?
Daniel Saint-Pierre.
Yeah, Shawshank. Yeah.
What?
What was it?
Are you speaking French right now?
He did so for the All In, he had the Dark Side ratio cover. John Jang.
Oh, John Jang.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm surprised that hasn't like made any, because it's the ratio of this.
Oh, I'm not even familiar with it. Like, I don't even know. I didn't know Jang did one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one for 25.
Interesting. That might be worth looking into, because if this wasn't ordered as heavily as I think the others were, like Absolute Batman, I think there's gonna be a lot of those eventually hitting the markets. But if this one, I don't know if enough people were really paying attention or even anticipating the success. So finding a ratio for it, you're saying John Jang did one of Dark Side. Okay.
You know, I remember going to my LCS a couple weeks ago, and I remember seeing this in kind of like a display, and I think there was probably 20, 30 copies. So I think people just weren't expecting this.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Jeffrey, I didn't know you were in Arizona. You got to come see us. We just opened a brick and mortar. We haven't announced it yet, but we did. We're over on 99th and Bell. You'll know what that means because you're an Arizonan. All right, number 15, DC All-In Special number 1, Danielle Saint-Pierre. This is the wraparound cover, and we have a raw near mint coming in at $10. What do we have? Sorry, next.
It's Jeff. It's Jeff number 1. I remember when these came out, it was so cute. I definitely have this. So they write Marvel Rivals has made, or like it made, oh my God, I don't know why I can't talk today because I haven't been here and I'm not talking. I just do comics all day.
Right. Don't even worry about like the script. Like, what do you think of this cover, Jen? I think you're better more when you ad lib.
I love it. I have it. I think I have 2 of it because it's Jeff. Like, it's really cool. Knowing that Jeff is in Marvel Rivals now makes me want to play that game even more.
I know.
And apparently that it is helping his resurgence. I mean, he also just had it's Jeff Venomized, Venom something, the one shot.
Wait, what?
What?
He did? Jeff was Venomized?
Yeah, it just came out like 3 weeks ago, where it showed like it was cute because he was changing his outfit and it had a bunch of, you didn't remember? Yeah.
I don't remember that, but why?
Because it's Jeff. This is so easy to market.
Oh no, I love Jeff. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Jeff, and I cannot wait. I hope he comes to the MCU soon or in something, or just give me some Jeff. But Venomized, ugh.
Well, so it's really the cover cover is actually really cute because it shows him like with other outfits trying on like other hero outfits. So then he's gonna try on the Venom suit. So that's kind of cute. And then the one for 25 is interesting because it's like him Venomized in a park. And then there's one with him in long story short, likes her. I think it's Gwenpool.
Yeah, Gwenpool is her pet.
So yeah, okay. I'm glad now I will extra want to play Marvel Rivals. So now they got 3 more as a part of that. Was it how many? 10,000?
10 million.
10 what?
10 million.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you before. So 10 million. So now we'll be 10 million and 3. And 4. We'll get Lucy to play too.
I don't think Lucy will play it. Lucy doesn't care about Marvel. She'll be like, pass. Yeah.
Just play one time.
I'm down. I'll do it over the break. I think this would be interesting. I want to see what all the hype is about. I mean, Jeff as a character, I see why people love him because he's so adorable and he's just perfect. I get that appeal. But seeing so much of these comics pop because of the game, it's like, is the gamer coming for this, or is it the people that are in the comic book community knowing that there's gamers looking for this that are starting to flip?
Oh,
that's interesting. That's a good question.
It is a good question. We don't have the answer to that, so
Yeah, I don't have an
we'll leave that for you guys to figure out. It's Jeff number 1 comes in at number 14. We tracked 55 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 86%, with a high sale of $25 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $10. And again, if you're a fan of this character, $10 for a near mint for this cover seems reasonable. I think that there's potential for that to go back up. I wouldn't necessarily think about it as a flip, but I think it's worth it if you want to just collect.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. We only have 2 left. What do we have for 13? Is this you, Sarah?
Why not? It's been me for, I think I've picked this a couple of times. So if you haven't seen this, this is this is Spawn number 1. This is the Todd McFarlane regular cover. We've seen this a couple of times here on the runners up list and even on the top 10 too. You know, I believe, like we were talking about collecting modern books, this is a quintessential modern key, a blue chip, if you may per se say. So it's just funny that this book comes and goes. So it always makes a run for the top spot because we've seen that whenever news of the character or movie goes public. A couple weeks ago, it was announced that Todd McFarlane would return to the series in 2025. The hype for McFarlane's return drove this issue to the top this week. There is still enough steam to remain on our runners list. So we've tracked 48 copies sold and a 7-day growth trend of 65%, with a high sale of $125 for a CDC 9.8 and a current near mint raw price of $31. So do you think, because he's coming back to the series, that maybe, again, maybe some development on the small screen or big screen?
I'm not holding my breath on that.
We're supposed to get a Sam and Twitch, right?
Yeah,
because Jeremy Renner was casted in that. We're supposed to get in Sam and Twitch. There was a voice actor or voice person for Spawn, but Spawn was supposed to be the main character. Over under on that being fulfilled.
I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. My confidence in this entire thing is just like so shaken, which I believe most of you are probably in the same boat there. I don't know. No.
But still get it, right? If you
get it just because, like you said, it's a blue chip comic. So I wouldn't get it for necessarily spec purposes, but I would get it because everybody needs to own this in the collection.
Right.
Really quick, Adam said that they need to do a Jeff and Lucky animated series. I love that idea. Awesome sauce. So well done, yes. Adam. I think that's a good idea. Okay. Last but not least for the runners up list. Is this one me? All right, it's me. Venom War number 5, the Iban Coelho regular cover. The all-new Venom makes an appearance on the cover of this book. I've already kind of given you my opinion about all-new Venom, but do you? It was highly anticipated direction for the new Venom, and fans were waiting for a glimpse of the new suits. So it's another Venom, another suit. The cover is a perfect tease for the future Venom, and this reveal of the symbiote was huge, but probably not as huge as the identity of the new host. Have any of you guys read this?
So we don't know yet. Do we know them now? Do we know who it is?
We know it could be like
4 people. Huh?
Is it too soon to spoil this?
The last one that I read, which was All New Venom, number 1, was that at the end of it, it could be like 4 different people. Right?
And then Dylan or whatever.
No, Dylan lost. Dylan is now trying to find the person who is the all-new Venom, and Eddie is going to be the new Carnage. So,
right.
So, out of those 4 people, do you know? Wait, did they say who it is?
It gives you again, the guys and I have speculated on this. We have a very good idea.
Well, Power Man thinks Power Man says everyone thinks it's me because I fell out the window. So I'm thinking it's not Power Man. You're thinking it is Power Man.
I'm not going to say anything because I think it's one of those things. Aside from that, everybody in the chat read this. Okay. Aside from that, the cover's really good. If you haven't had it in hand, all that gold kind of shimmers.
Mm.
I wouldn't call it a dead book. I think that there's potential if you're a Venom fan. What can you answer this, Sarah? Because you mentioned Blue Chip, and this is David in the chat.
So, a Blue Chip is kind of a book that kind of holds and retains high value over many decades.
Yeah, so it's an evergreen piece.
It's your Action Comics #1. It's Amazing Fantasy #15. It's
your Spawn #1.
Your Spawn #1. It's your what's the New Mutants with the first appearance of Deadpool, kind of, you know.
Oh my God.
You
guys do not listen to Fonzo. He's insane. You guys can speculate all you want. I will let you guys I promise next week I will tell you guys what I think, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't read it because I know it's still a relatively new one.
Wait, it's Mephisto.
No, but seriously, all new Venom came out. This doesn't they don't say who he is in this or who they are.
So whenever the show ends on the top 10, the guys and I will go backstage and we'll just kind of say things that we're not allowed to say while we're on air. And so we were discussing this because Marty's not really a big fan of, he thinks Venom's been overplayed out. He's like, I don't care about a new Venom. I don't want another Venom. I don't want so yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'll tell you guys next what I think. I'll give you guys 6 days to read this book.
Wait, but in this book, it doesn't say who it is though, right?
It doesn't. No, this is more like what we think.
Okay. So is it male or female?
Male.
Okay.
Okay. Derek, I'm only kind of squirming because I read All New Venom and I'm like, oh God, they did #1, and then of course they're gonna like.
I got in trouble
Huh?
Oh, go ahead. I got in trouble last week for spoiling something, so I'm being very careful not to say anything. I was talking about Thundercats, which is kind of your fault, actually.
Well,
and so
yeah.
I ended up saying something, and then I got a DM later. I was like, you need to be careful.
Wait, did you say what I told you? You said it?
Basically, yeah.
It's my fault. I go, is that Mumra?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're doing it again. Let's keep moving. So next up, this is a fun little game the girls and I like to play called Guess Who's Picking What for New Comic Book Day. So starting from the left to the right, and Lando just joined, so I'm sure he's going to love the Sonic the Hedgehog #75 coming out. Ugh, done to get. Sorry. Guess in the chat what you think the order is here from left to right. I think I might just spoil it.
Yeah. We really need like music.
Go ahead. You just guess by the so basically from left to right, you want to guess like by name. And if you get it right, I'll probably send you guys something, but
I think Rudy got it.
I'm super busy. Who did?
Rudy.
Got it?
That is correct. Rudy, ding, ding, ding. You are the winner. Congratulations to our wrench. So here you go. There's the order. Jen, we'll start with you. Why'd you pick Sonic?
Well, okay, so it's Sonic 75, right? So whenever you hit like oh my God. I was talking to Sarah about this before the show. A milestone issue number within the series. It's just, so I can't wait to read this because I'm curious. Because okay, hang on. Let me try to, I'm not good talking today. So the movie comes out this weekend, right? And so there's also ties to that, which I thought I don't know if that was like ingenious of them to do it on purpose. Like, hey, same for this issue. And then literally that weekend, we're going to do the Sonic movie. But this is the 1 in 50. And the tough thing about Sonic, period, is that normally his ratios are only 1 in 10s, right? Every so often you get 125s. This is a 1 in 50. I think that a lot of people a lot of stores aren't going to have this. And it's also a Tyson, how do you say his name? Tyson Hess? And so I know him from Diesel. He did that cute boom Diesel story. But yeah, I just, between him and Sonic, and yeah, that's why I picked this, because I think that it has a lot of potential. And if you guys have had a chance, you can now stream the other two movies if you have those streaming services for free. I finally caught up, and I'm glad I finally watched it, because I was kind of scared beforehand.
Yeah. My kids like it, so.
Well, you remember it was like scary, and everyone's like, "Oh, why does Sonic look scary?" And then they had to redo the whole entire film.
It was the teeth, wasn't it? Had crazy teeth.
Maybe.
And it was the look of him too. They changed the whole look, so they had to go back in and digitally.
That's crazy. But I mean, this next movie has some insane stars besides Jim Carrey. They have Keanu Reeves and they have Idris Elba. That's some hard hitters. So
Keanu, anything sold,
right?
I mean, but he's a hedgehog.
I don't even care. I don't care what you put him as. I think he's just, I like his voice. He's Chris Evans to me. I don't care what you put him as. Put him as whatever you want, and I'll watch it. Sarah, why'd you pick this?
So this was kind of a toss-up between this book and then I was going to pick the Psylocke cover, but her face kind of looked a little weird. So this is the Something is Killing the Children #1 deluxe edition. This cover is done by Rod Rice. There is a foil version of this, and there's just also a virgin one per store. I just think this is amazing, hacky slashy. Just love the way that the blood kind of smears, like she's cutting somebody's head off or whatever monster. I just love it. I think this is just simple red and white and black all over. I love it.
Okay. I like that she's also in front of the title.
Yeah, that too. I like it. You don't like it?
No, I do. I'm just sitting. I'm trying to think of the last time I read Something is Killing the Children. It's been
a while
since I've picked up the series or anything, even like the tie-offs to it.
Same.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to jump in.
Yeah, maybe. All right. I think this is a cool cover, though. I think you're right on the coloring. Sorry, my brain's just fried for the day.
Have you read The Deviant? I just finished volume 1. What's that?
It's the Christmas book, right?
Yes.
I read issue 1, then fell off.
Sorry.
Read
it. I love that James inserts all these Milwaukee, Wisconsin references. It's just amazing.
thought it would do better with his name behind the title, but like a lot of people didn't even bother to pick that up, which I don't know.
I mean, issue 1 sold, I thought, decently, right?
That's what I mean. Like issue 1 was great, but just like me, I fell off after issue 1, and I think that it happened a lot with the remainder for that series. I don't know how long it went.
I think I know. I think I kind of know why, but I mean, I liked it. We'll see what happens. I think I want to say issue 9 is out, but
issue 9. Oh man, I'm super behind then.
So how about this for the holidays? If it's in issue 9, then the first volume of the trade is out, right?
Yes.
That is a good Christmas gift.
It is.
A good gift. I would like that. That would be a good gift.
Yeah.
All right. My pick, far right, we have Absolute Batman issue #3. I've talked about Absolute Batman a lot. I think that this version of Batman kind of connects with me more than even the original does. He's just more relatable. But on this cover, I was telling the girls, I think that this is so well done. Cover A is Nick Dragata. This is Del Otto, and I think that it's chef's kiss. I think the lighting's fantastic. If you're reading this story, I think that this plays in a lot to what you can expect with issue 3. They're saying it's going to be the first appearance of Absolute Selena Kyle, so that's a plus. This is the cover that I would be looking for if you're going into shops tomorrow. It's perfect to me. What do you guys think?
Looks cool. You did a great job.
Are you guys reading Absolute Batman, either of you?
I haven't yet. I have it somewhere, but I need to read it. That and Absolute Wonder Woman.
Absolute Wonder Woman was good. I actually like it more. And everybody's like, oh no, it goes Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. But I'm like, I disagree. I think it goes
I know
Wonder Woman.
people here that agree with you, and also have put Wonder Woman higher on the list.
Yeah, the issue 1 kind of like ends on a cliffhanger, but I think that the writing there is really well done, and I'm a big fan of panels that just kind of like draw my eye to the next one. And I think that if you're not reading the Absolute series, what are you doing with your life, Jen?
I haven't yet. I've been busy. It's funny because all these came out, and I've been told especially to read Wonder Woman. Read Wonder Woman. Even there's people that I work with. There's people that I work with that are like humongous Batman fans, and they love Absolute Batman, but they're like, dude, not gonna lie, Wonder Woman is better than Batman. I was like, what?
That's the order I would give Awesome Sauce, which I feel like I was in the minority, so that's cool.
No, that's what I would say. That's the same order that someone who is a legit humongous Batman fan is still ranking it the way that you and Awesome Sauce do. And they're surprised. They're like, oh, it's just really good. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the art for the covers for the Wonder Woman have just been unparalleled, even by the Batman series. I love Jim Lee, but the Dan Panesian covers have been so good. And then you had Stephanie Hans on a couple of them. Like, there's just, it's definitely a series that you guys should look for. So those were our picks. Now, next up, if you guys are familiar with the show, we like to give you guys some little insight onto what we could possibly predict showing up on the top 10 next week. There isn't one next week. Well, there'll be a top 10 on a show. Last week, we predicted the Mark Spears book would end up over on the top 10, and guess what? It did. It's not at double ratio now. It's at 4 times ratio. So, Jen, what do we got?
Well, we also... Anyway, yeah, sorry. I'm so rusty. So, as of right now, the Sonic is going for double, if not almost triple, right? So I think there's like 140 something, $240 somethings, and then like a tiny bit of a lower one. So it's averaging out at 123.19.
Wow.
So that's interesting, but only 3 so far. So it's, again, like, how many stores are going to have this? I think when I checked Midtown, it was no longer on Midtown, but they had it for 90. And then some of their stores, because like when something like this happens, what stores have that base and that many stores to like go from? And for me, it's Midtown and then Graham Cracker Comics, just because they have so many locations, they can tier it up. But like, those are already gone. So I don't know if anyone else has any other stores that order tons of Sonic. Anyway, sorry. And then G.I. Joe #2, the Derek Chew foil 1 in 100 is going for a tiny bit under ratio, but I thought it looks pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Arcane.
Oh, I can't talk about Arcane. Best series ever.
I gotta watch it.
It's so good.
Watch it in 3 episode arcs.
That's important. Or just binge the entire thing. This is giving Caitlin vibes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
And then following up is Catwoman 71, the David Nakayama. The Bengus Doom is Fantastic 427. There's also a Cap Bengus. That's Captain America 16. It was really hard to pick this week. There were so many cool, awesome things out. Anyway, sorry. And then rounding that out at the very bottom is Wonder Woman 16, the 1 for 25 is going for double ratio. It's at $59. And then the Sonic 1 for 25 is going for double ratio. So a lot of things that are over ratio, double ratio, triple ratio, and a little bit below. So out of all of these, which title do you think has the longevity to hit when we get back? Or do you think none of these will be here in 2 weeks?
The sample size, I'm going to agree with King of Golden State. 3 copies sold on the 75. That's tough to really gauge anything off of that. But having said that, I understand where you're coming from in the sense that there's not a lot of stores out there that are ordering enough of this to make a substantial impact. So the rarity's there, the rarity aspect's there. The Chew foil, don't see that happening. Sorry, I just don't. The Nakayama, yeah, I agree with Unwant Need Comics that it is rare to see her in a geisha mode or geisha, but there were a lot of covers for that book. I don't know. I would say this is the strongest. Doom just seems to kind of fallen off the map recently. I like the Jiyoung Lee. I like that that's going for double ratio, but same deal. Wonder Woman 16 is a tough sell. I don't know what I'm saying. Sarah?
The
I think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
just
Jen.
real quick. The Doom's only on here because a pre-sale for 9.8 slab went for 60. So it pushed it. It pushed its up.
Yeah, I don't think I would bank on that.
No. I think I'm going the same way as you, Laura. I think it's going to be either Sonic. I think I don't think any of these, the G.I. Joe, like you said, the Catwoman one, there was a ton of covers for that. I think I'm going with Sonic.
Which one?
I think in general. You can just do in general.
You know what?
In general, we'll say Sonic. In general.
All right, in general. So then when we'll claim it when it hits the top, it'll be number 1 next week.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the 150. What do you think, Jen, if you had to pick?
I really would like, I know we'll never get it, but I want to know how many exist. Because how many shops ordered 50 Sonics? Like, I'm really curious. I would say, if I had to guess, we had to do like that. What's that? The Price is Right, where it's like, is over or under?
Yeah.
I want to say it's under 500. But what would you say? Over under 500?
I would say less than that. It's so tough right now. Like, I don't want to cry the retailer sob story right now, but during the holidays is rough for retailers. You have to be very careful with your ordering because people are buying Christmas presents. Everybody's like, oh, aren't December and November your best? I'm like, no, these are tough months for people to get through because collecting such a personal indulgence. So I don't know. I don't even know if I would say 500, to be honest. I would say probably less than that.
I will also say that sometimes stores will mess up their pricing and things will be considerably cheaper. So whoever bought whoever bought the 2 150s from Gmart, you did a good job.
Yeah. How many brick and mortars are there anymore? I don't even know. I think that was where I need to start because I don't even know how many brick and mortar stores there are. We just upped it by 1 though because Bird City now has one. Yay! Yay! But I'm not sure.
I wish they would. Like, what harm would it do for them to say, "Hey, this is how many exist"?
I don't think it would harm it at all. If anything, I think it might actually really freaking help. I'm not sure where the hesitancy there is.
Can you call an LCS? Can you call an LCS and just be like, I'm just curious?
How would an LCS know though? It would come down to the publisher.
It's the printer. It's the printer that needs to release that. Like, because before, what's that site that used to try to do it?
I don't know.
Okay, anyone in the chat, there's a website that used to give you, they try to do like a ballpark of how many copies, but it's escaping me right now. But that's what they would try to do, is like, they try to gauge, okay, we can try to figure out how many copies like are sold and like how many were printed.
I don't get why they keep it close to the chest though, because like if there are less than 500 of these out there, you would think that would drive the aftermarket even more. It's 2,200 brick and mortars, no shit.
No, it's not like Comic Geek. It's like a consensus or a census.
A census.
I will look for this when we come back. I will try to promote them because like I thought it was interesting that they're trying to do this, and it doesn't take. It takes the printer to be like, this is how many we printed. This is how many exist. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't say their numbers.
There's retailers that do that too, though, and I've never understood why people buy that. Like, why would you buy a variant if you have no idea how many there are?
Right.
The whole point of variants and exclusives, in my opinion, is to keep the print run low. Even if you have just disclose how many you have. But if you don't disclose it, then you could be one of 10,000 for all you know.
Yeah.
No, that's just my opinion, though. You guys collect what you want.
When you if you do the retailer thing, I wonder if you like asked Diamond or Lunar or DC or Marvel, like, hey, can you guys disclose your print numbers? I know that there's damages and whatnot, but if you can just disclose how many were printed out the printing line, like that's all automatic, right? Like type into the
Yeah, I
computer.
mean, I would
how many
say given
copies.
lot, Anthony and I always hold back 10% for damages. So, and sometimes we don't even get 10%. I'm being super transparent. Sometimes we'll get 8%. So then whatever those extra that we have, we just put back on the site. But then there have been times, I'm not going to point out who this person was, who this publisher was, where we get a run of 500 and 400 of them are damaged.
Oh,
So, yeah, it
but
was
could you,
quite an
okay, but
image.
when they're damaged, sometimes when there's a really cool cover, I have seen on a couple people's websites where they'll go like, it's damaged, hence the value of why they're selling it at it. Would you just do like a decrease?
I mean, typically, again, well, at least from what we do, you do pre-sales because the cost of the pre-sale helps cover the cost of the bill. Because, like, a lot of times, like, especially with exclusives, you don't sell out on every single one. So you have to be kind of strategic with how you do your pre-sales, and it's kind of a whole thing. But after the fact, you can't go back and just be like, oh, this is damaged. We've had to do this a couple of times where we went back, we're like, okay, we can either refund you or we can give you like a discount to keep your copy. I mean, we guarantee a 9.4 and above.
No, but
anything
like,
below 9.4.
would you sell, like, let's say it's an 8.0, but it's such a cool image and they can't reprint. Would you just sell it at a discount because it's 8.0?
We've never done that, no. I mean, I guess we could try, but we've never done that. The one that I'm thinking of that comes to my mind, though, is just, it was a mess. But that's a whole nother show, guys. That's a whole nother discussion on how it works behind the scenes. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So that's some of the stuff that we're thinking about for upcoming stuff. So keep an eye on it. God, you got me thinking.
Did you guys buy I regret that I didn't get this? And it's such a small Rock and Roll Biographies issue 25 is Linkin Park.
No.
Yeah. It comes out tomorrow and I didn't pre-order.
And I love the artist. She check her out on IG. I believe it's Suspiria Veliches. If I'm saying that right. She is a fantastic artist. She is currently going through, I believe, chemo. She has breast cancer, and if you check it, she does a lot of horror stuff, but it's very cool, very watercolory. So check her out if you have a chance.
Well, there you go.
There's also a Lower Decks 2. It has a really cool cover for cover A.
I was surprised you didn't pick it. When I thought
I wanted to, but I was like, okay, I like Star Trek Lower Decks, but I don't, and there's not a ton of Trekkies that I think watch the show. So I'm like, well, I keep picking it. I gotta stop picking.
I really think, like, I like your guys' picks, but I really think Absolute Batman 3 is going to be something. Especially that one. I think that's going to hit. But time will tell. You never really know. So, what's her name again, Sarah?
Let me look her up. Keep talking.
Just look up Rock and Roll Biographies issue 25, Linkin Park. It's from a small indie publisher.
I think it's like Suspiria.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Suspiria.
While they're looking that up, guys, this is our last show of the year. We will be back in January. And if you're familiar with the channel, we used to do a little bit different style. We do an old school comic book woman like spotlight. So if you are a fan of Mark Spears and you want us to kick off the new year with an old school style show, please leave a comment after the show ends and let us know. We read every single one. Go ahead, Sarah.
All right. So it is SUSPIRIA, and then the last name is VILICHEZ, or it goes Suspiria Land on IG.
Oh yeah, she did the cover for that. Oh god, the pink cover. Anyway, she's really good. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Tula Lote.
Yes. Check her out. She's fabulous. I love her art. Super sweet. Talk to her once in a while.
Yeah, Rabbit Comics used her for something. I can't remember right now. Jen, any last words before we call it?
I can't believe this is our last show for the 2024.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, that feels weird. There's still 2 more left.
I know, but like next week is like Christmas Eve. Like we're not going to be
I
here on
know.
Christmas Eve, and the week after that is New Year's Eve. So there's 2 Tuesdays in a row where it's like big deal stuff, you know.
I
We'll
know.
be back. We'll be here.
Yeah. January 7th? Is that right?
It seems so far away.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It seems like it shouldn't be a thing. But it is. It's the 7th.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone watching and more me fumbling over words. But wow. And Lucy's not here.
Yeah, she had to go to one of her son's events, so she gets an out.
Yeah, just appreciate everybody. And please be safe during the holidays. People are driving, I think, worse than ever. So be careful when you're on the roads. Then for New Year's, please drink responsibly. If not, just stay home.
Yeah, just stay home and get crushed.
Wow.
You are.
Jen's like the mom, like.
Well, just because like I'm just worried. I feel like I don't want to hear about someone had an accident. It's like, that's 2025. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I'm tired, overworked.
Karen's gonna be 50.
Hmm?
Karen's gonna be 50.
Nice. No, I mean, like, look, 50. That's like
you're a baby,
right?
Yep.
Henry just turned 50 in June. June, David. He turned 50 in June. June 26th.
Sarah, last words.
Absolutely. So I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year to everyone. I first want to say thank you to our sponsors, Covrprice and Bird City, and also Nimesh. Thank you all for supporting us and what we do, because we love it. And then I also want to thank my girls just for being wonderful friends and getting to talk nerdy stuff all the time, day or night, and everything else. And I also want to say, I also want to thank our spouses and our partners for letting us come on every Tuesday and spend an hour with you guys. And then also, secondly, I want to thank you guys in the chat, Nimesh and Karen and Rudy and Bruce, who I haven't seen in a while, but Lord of Brooklyn and Adam and all you guys.
Lord of Brooklyn gets a shout out.
That's all I could. Sorry, I was doing this while I was working. So, but I just want to thank you all for coming in and chatting with us and giving us back and forth and chatting with us on IG and other socials. You guys really make this community special for myself, and I'm sure with the ladies too. So again, have a happy holidays, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And let's see what's on the list, right?
2025, baby. I think Mark Spears is going to continue with his banger year. So tune in. Sarah, well said. Jen, well said. From all of us over at Comic Book Women, have a fantastic holiday, guys. We will see you when we get back. Until then, as Tiva would say, keep digging in those long boxes.